Hello. This one is going to be on looking at everything through a keyhole. Or in my terminology, the whole pie versus looking at everything through the opening of a keyhole. Dog rolling around. I just wonder what that sound was. Again, I'm only expressing myself. I'm not myself. Expressing from being, experience, understanding, etc. on myself, on nobody else. I am not dictating anything for anyone else, not telling anyone else what to think, itchy nose, etc. Blah, 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 the usual bit. I'm just openly talking, doing my own thing, and that's that. And so again, looking at everything, what's everything? Existence, reality, and life through the lens of a keyhole. And what's on the other side of that keyhole? The whole pie. It's everything. So I'm just going to start, instead of explaining, and I'll just let the questions reveal themselves. Or not, I'll answer the questions, and that'll be the explanation. One, what do I mean when I refer to the whole pie? Again, the singular reference for basically everything else. See, there is my existence. I am aware of my very existence, not just physicality. And this ain't no, Ben reality type of crap, none of that nonsense. I don't know anything about that. I am aware of my singular existence. I am aware of myself and my being. And again, all of me. But then what else is there? It's me, and then there's everything else. What is everything else? If I don't project into it, which is wrong to do, since I didn't create everything else, it is that it is. You let everything be as authentic as it is. That's the whole pie. It's everything else. The singular reference of everything else. That's existence, reality, life, and all that it contains, entails, etc. That is not me. There's me, and then there's everything else, everyone else, etc. Everything else is the whole pie. Which will make sense as I go on. Two, why do I see human understanding as categories rather than the whole itself? Because that is what is observable. That is what I've observed. And again, what categories? categories of human understanding of existence, reality, and life. Science, religion. Nowadays it's quantum this, quantum that. Again, every single category of human understanding is all part of one whole. Existence, reality, life. The whole pie isn't dictated by one piece. All of existence, all of reality, realities, whatever, all of life isn't completely only contained within, say, science, or everything out there is only religion. To me, just me, I'm not dictating anyone, they are all understandings of existence, reality, and life. The past, present, future, flow, stagnant of it, the harmony of it, the distortion of it, you name it. Which, yeah, I mean, people, but everybody already knows this. Everybody fights over their own little categories. Oh, science explains all. Religion explains all. You're talking about the same dang thing, people. That's how I see it. And again, I'm not telling anybody what to think. I don't care. I'm just expressing myself. Now, I don't know if this will answer another future question, which is why I'm trying not to ramble. Okay, your being, the intangible you, your being. There is a word for that in every category of human understanding of it. Soul, spirit, consciousness, within, being, etc., etc., etc. Every category has an explanation for the same thing, that which is you within. That is your being, no, it's not your essence. Oh, I mean, essence of essence of you, yeah. But then you got below that is the very essence of life that even allows you to be. Well, that's the way I experienced it all within. All right, not to keep going or rambling on one question. Three, what happens when a category is mistaken for the whole? Again, it's already present. You got, again, this is the most simplest one, that is the most obvious one. You have scientists arguing with religious people, back and forth, what happens? Conflict, ignorance, you name it. Name what is as it is and let it be. My piece of chocolate is better than yours. No, my piece of chocolate is better than yours. And I'm in the factory like, turn around and look at the machine making the candy bars. Arguing over this, everybody's talking about a piece of the same thing, and then they're arguing that it's a piece that it explains the whole. No matter how intelligent you are, from my being point of view, that is beyond ignorant to me. Just making sure I can maintain my privacy. Which is kind of funny. I need privacy to just openly speak this way without being distracted, interrupted, bothered. And yet I'm putting it out there for anyone and everyone to see, which honestly doesn't bother me at all. Which I'm going to quick answer that real quick. Why wouldn't I be bothered? Nobody out there dictates my existence. So why should I care? Anybody saying anything good, you can't complain about that. Anyone saying anything negatively, in a negative, conflictive way, where's the value in that? It's just it's just information, and that's the only value of it. People being negative is just valuable information. Doesn't dictate me, so I don't care. That's why I don't care to put it out there. People, comment negatively, so what? They're just being negative. I'm being honest. I'm not being negative. So, and I'm not directing any of this towards anyone in any negative way. So any negativity thrown my way, just, keep going, man. There's no value in that. So why should I care? So what happens when a category is mistaken for the whole? Again, conflict, ignorantly dictating what humanity did not create. Humanity didn't create existence, reality, or life. So how are any of you trying to dictate it? It's getting a little loud. It's like that. To me, it's like if I don't create it, let it express itself. Let it show itself. I don't tell it what it is because I didn't create it. I didn't create everything. Neither did we. Humanity didn't create any of this. Incoming phone call. Let me just pause this. And the reason I don't edit any of those out, because again, this is very personal to me and enjoyable. I don't want to butcher it up. I'm not putting out a performance. I'm not doing any of that. I'm leaving. This is me and anybody watching. How do I put that? There's no intentions here other than open, honest expression of my being, from my being. That includes every interruption or anything at all. Why they always got to be loud? Yeah, kids just getting rowdy. You know what? I'm moving on from that. What I was just explaining. 4, how do categories help understanding and how do they limit it? Again, how do categories help understanding? That's self-explanatory. If you understand science, you understand that category. That's helpful. Any understanding, any information is helpful as long as you have enough to discern of it. Like the scientist suddenly tells you the potato bugs, the roly-polies are going to grow wings and go flying around everywhere. You got to be able to turn that understanding to be false. How do they limit it? But again, because there's so much more to everything than just one category. It's basically you're missing out on so much. If people find fulfillment in one category for their life, fine, but don't give that out. That's what I'm not doing here. That's what I'm saying. I'm expressing myself. I don't give a shit who agrees with me, who does, who doesn't. I'm not telling anybody what to think. This is me. That's it. That's all. So anybody else, keep it to yourself. And there's nothing bad to say. Even if that's the way, so, again, people that, if there's any, the people out there that believe that everything is based on religion. It's, again, ain't nothing wrong with being that way, but don't dictate or force it onto another. Express it yourself. That's authentic. Five, why do people tend to orient towards one slice of understanding more than others? I honestly don't know. I mean, it's still, I haven't really sat and contemplated on this in a while, on the whole pie thing, and like, compared to other people's expression of understanding, like how people present their understanding, again, by somebody only believing everything is scientifically explainable and everything else, and that's all there is. It's like, that's all there is to everything, and it's like sitting down and comparing like the whole pie to that. It's like, yeah, once you research and find out that people don't normally, like a lot of people don't normally view, again, this is just after research, not my words, but most people don't look at it that way. Again, existence, reality, life, but then again, if somebody's consumed by like just their regular societal performance and fulfillment, why should they think very much of more? So why do people tend to orient towards one slice of understanding more than others? They all have their own reasons, their own level of awareness, everything else. Everybody else is as they are. Who am I to say why in any of it, other than a collective why? Because that's the only way it's taught. Everybody's always fighting over it instead of comparing together, so to speak. Like, what does this say about this, and what does that say about that? And well, where's the connecting road? You got two sides talking about one. It's talking about the same thing, but they're both arguing who's right. But it's like, well, where's the connecting road? The one line in between them that they're talking about. It's like, see, I don't like to talk about what possibly other people believe and why. And excuse me. That's why it's like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what other people think. Let them think their own damn thoughts. I just like to say that there's more. That's all. There's always more. 6. Can any single field, belief, or perspective fully explain existence? No. Well, again, I'm just expressing me here. I'm not dictating anything. I'm not the dictator or creator of existence, reality, life, etc. I'm not dictating. From my understanding, my experience, my point of view from existing, can any single field, belief, or perspective fully explain existence? No. Again, the whole expresses itself. This is getting annoying. Can any single field, belief, or perspective fully explain existence? If you do not create it, no. You can't dictate it or determine it because you're not the creator of it, of existence, reality, life, or any way, shape, or form of it. Even metal, we could, create machinery and stuff, but yet we didn't create everything that makes the metal metal. Every single piece of it that makes it what it is was already here. So we're just altering everything to serve our own needs. So how could any single field, belief, or perspective fully explain existence? Not from our point of view, because we didn't create it. And luckily, this is like this is just the way I've been my entire life. Where I'm speaking from is the same being, just more ignorance that was of the initial awareness of my own existence at 3 years old. Not boasting about that, trust me. That's why interruptions aren't really a problem, because I've been viewing everything this whole this my whole life. What is that all of it is? That's it. What is all this? Not I created, I want to dictate this, I identify through this, with this, blah, 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 blah. No. What is all of this? Everything else. What is not me? What is everything else? That's the whole damn pie. And to think and now just self-reflecting here, the very thought to just singularize everything into a single category it's extremely illogical to me. I'm not dictating, I'm talking about for me to limit myself to a category of explanation of everything. I can't. It's just it's just not me. That's all. Seven, what is gained when multiple categories are viewed together instead of separately? Beauty, more understanding, deeper understanding, further understanding. The good and the bad. What is gained when multiple categories are viewed together instead of separate? Again, harmony, but then again, it's always harmony, because seeing clearly isn't always butterflies and rainbows. It's a horror show out there. The nonsense going on in the world today, and that's been going on for frickin' ever, it seems, pretty much. The endless nonsense. It's like the deeper you go, just the more there is. Even though the deeper you go, it condenses more. But again, it's like a spider web going from a single point and then branching upward. It's like focusing on a single thing, and suddenly you're understanding different categories of understanding of it all at once. So would you rather look at something with one understanding or multiples? Multiple explanations for what you're presently observing. Wouldn't you rather see even a simple bird in a more beautiful way than what it expresses itself? I mean, yeah, it is scientifically effing awesome how birds can do what they do, and then just to observe the observation of nature, of authentic life. It's like there's so many categories there that you just let it present itself and just have that understanding of more. And it's just even a simple, just sitting there listening to the birds sing, watching them fly around, hop around. That's always funny. Seeing a little Tweety bird just, it's hilarious. Like I said, more. It's always so much better. Nine. What allows me to recognize a slice without mistaking it for the whole pie? Because they're all categories of human understanding I've learned all my life. You learn them through school, well, now on the internet, and categories upon categories upon recognize the slice. Recognize the slice. Like recognize science without mistaking it for the whole. I don't know. I've never done that. Again, like science could explain, like so many categories could explain our own physical existence, our own physicality, our own body within reality, physical reality. But yet, can it explain every single piece of us? No. I've never mistaken it for the whole pie. I've never mistaken science as explaining all of existence. I mean, I've listened to it that way. I've thought of it intellectual. I've sat there and thought of things and contemplated on things in that way, and it is frightening. It's more frightening to put it in singular categories. Like again, dictating everything by science and whatnot. Like basically when the Reaper comes, that's it, that's the end, there's no more, and poof. That's biology, that's nature, that's physical reality, that's how it works. Then it's like, that's it. And even just the simple thing, it's like, out of all of this, and all of the depth of your own being, even if you're not aware, it's still there. It's like, even as a child, it was like, this is all there is. Like, that's it. It's like, you hear it like put that way, like people that project, oh, it's all science and it's all this way and that way, and they'll project their own ignorance, their own category of understanding as if it's explaining everything. It's just like, what? Like, it's It's like comparing a toothpick and saying the whole planet's dictating on a little toothpick. That's the comparison. It's like that's you're narrowing all of this and all of this down to a tiny little category. I think the kids outside are teasing him in the window. Yeah, as I thought, kids outside, and they're in the windows up there, so I'm going to have to, well, luckily, excuse me, luckily I'm about done. What allows me to recognize the slice without mistaking it for the whole? Because I allow everything else to be everything else. Allow it to be as it is. I didn't create existence, reality, life, physicality. I didn't create all this. I didn't create any of it. I didn't even create myself. So how could I ever mistake a single category of human understanding for everything? Because again, I don't determine it because I didn't create it. So I allow everything to be as it is. Show me, basically. What is existence? What is reality? What is life? Well, I'm going to walk it, but show me. Show me. That's all. Now, I'm going to determine what everything is. It's show me what everything is. Then it is that it is, what it is, as it is. All right. 10. How do I relate to the whole pie today? I'm distracted. Kids, luckily I'm at the end. Luckily, kids out there being loud, probably taunting my kids. And I just hope they're not going to do anything stupid like open the window and throw anything out. How do I relate to the whole pie today? First, the same way I always have. I just explained all of it. It is that it is. How do I relate to it today in a more positive sense? More harmony than, even though I'm surrounded and everywhere else seems to be a majority of negative state. It's like, you know what? You got to be creepy like that. I look at 33. Those are getting annoying. They really are. I'm just looking to see how long this has been. Stupid freaking numbers keep popping up. It's so annoying. It's like, it's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm honestly not even looking for it, and they're frequent. And it's like, yeah, people about signs and shit. You know what? I don't care what it is. If it's something else, basically, I'm sitting here like, nut up or shut up. If you got something to say of anything else, has something to say it. I don't want to see stupid numbers, any kind of freaking hidden meeting and all that crap. No, man, I don't play games. How do I relate to the whole pie today? That I just explained. To explain it further is actually going to hopefully be in my next video. That depends. I mean, it depends on the state I'm in, my environment. I need some privacy. And sadly, when you got mentally handicapped children and more issues, It's not that simple. But how do I relate to the whole pie today? In the opposite, in the same way I always have, let everything be as it is, but in the opposite of what was always negative way. I always had a negative outlook for 40 freaking years, because that's always what was present in my life. And I'm not whining about that. I am both innocent and guilty of the sabotage of my own life, the way random negative, come from poor broken home, stuff like that. The kind of people that were around me, I can't dictate any of that. I didn't determine it. But the majority of 4 decades was just always a negative outlook, but not completely. But I will get into that in my video, Flip the Coin, as I call it, which might be next. Let me go see if these kids can stay quiet a little longer. I was actually going to do that first, but then for some reason, just contemplating on it for a moment, I kept dragging myself, it kept dragging me into this topic. So I'm like, you know what? If I keep going back to the whole pie bit, again, looking through the keyhole, you're only seeing, that little bit of reality of everything versus step through the door and play in the room. But my attention kept getting dragged into this, so I'm going to cover this first. And now I'm going to try and cover Flip the Coin. Because if that was dragging me here, then that's related, and it's best I just keep one, then the other, back to back to stay on track. So if I do that next, I do that next. If I can't, it'll be as soon as I can. And again, I'm not dictating anyone on this. I'm not asking anyone's approval, anyone's opinion. It is what it is. And I'm expressing it from myself, and that's it.